Chat, here we go. Once again, it's Rezears versus CRR. Now, this is slightly different than the game we had just started. Hopefully, we'll get Daniel on later. For those of you watching on YouTube, you're probably confused. We were going to have Daniel versus CRR. Daniel is still in EU playing with Space Station at a facility. And they thought they had an hour longer, but it did close. It closed right at the start of the game. So Daniel had to leave. Hopefully we'll get games from him in the future. But instead, we'll have two different players who are going to play in the Gamers 8, which I believe is what it's called now, event. It was previously called Gamers Without Borders. The crew battle in Saudi Arabia, which will involve a good amount of 1v1s. And both Rezears and CRR will be in the event and playing ones for their team. So they're going to warm up with a nice best of 5 here today. What was the first series score? The first series score was so fast. It was the fastest 3-0 sweep you've ever seen. Not even 5 minutes passed. The event is starting next Thursday. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday. I think it's the first day. So I imagine these guys will be there in the following weeks. But during this week, we should be able to get a game or two. Rezears starting up early, just like Daniel did against CRR. We got about 3 goals in before the whole match ended. Ahmad has so many memeable moments. Get more to emote. Yeah, he is a very animated dude on the LAN stage. Rezears, he's rocking the Furia decal. He's trying to channel his inner Yan. Look at him go. Yan was absolutely filthy. And Rezears showing a nice flip reset air dribble bump. Yan is, I think, currently rank 1 in the world in ones. So I bet you there's a tons more of ones replays from him from playing in EU, which is kind of crazy. It's crazy to think that he might be, you know, the best ones player, but he has to play in SAM, so he has to, you know, it's a little bit harder either play on high ping on US East or try and farm MMR from just South American players, which is going to be really hard to get rank 1. But he spends 1 week or, you know, a few days in EU, gets to grind ones on EU servers, and then he just pops right up to rank 1 in the world. Is there a chance that Yan would be fighting for rank 1 all the time if he could? Texas MMA fighter says, I told y'all Monkey Moon is overrated. Listen, I still hold to that anybody who was predicting what would happen to BDS before the event, they were out of their mind. What happened was something that only someone truly out of their mind would have predicted. CRR, his reset is slotted too close to that top corner where Rezears can just defend it from the side wall. Doesn't even need to jump. It's an interesting scoop with that reset. Feer, have you seen the new #1 ones player Sin? No, I haven't. I've seen that he's on the rank 1 leaderboard. I didn't know where he's from or what region he's playing in or what the deal is. But the thing about ones is you never know. Ones is one of the easiest leaderboards to, you know, falsify your MMR. But hey, I'm not saying that Sin is doing that. Just a meteoric rise for Sin. Rezears taking an attack on the ground. Not able to find much on his wave dash dribbles. CRR, I imagine, is going to go to the skies. He is such a mechanical aerial player. Both these guys are. CRR, he's just going to go for a full dribble. I want to watch this from Rezears' perspective because ultimately, this is a nice slow dribble that gets slotted in a spot that you think Rezears would be able to save, but I guess he couldn't decide whether or not he wanted to save from inside the net or up the wall, and that post actually ended up being the reason why CRR scored. Instead of normally, you know, trying to dribble close to the wall is a big mistake. Rezears trying to slot this on the counterattack. CRR is able to recover. Sin is a German win trader. Well, there you go. There you go. Rezears, type in chat real quick to let us know that Sin is not legit. Which, of course, makes me feel better about potentially hit, or by questioning his legitness is always a bit of an insult if the person ends up being legit. But Rezears says no. And either Rezears has got a very big beef with Sin, or he's just telling us the truth. CRR going to tie this one up. He's a German player who has 14 ping on NA. By the way, Atomic said he'd like to do a show match before flying to KSA. Okay. It's good to know. Atomic should get in touch with me. Oh my goodness, look at this shot from CRR. Did he even get the reset, or did he just pop the ball after touching it with his car? He tried to get a reset there, but I think it just landed and shot off. Wow. What a shot from CRR. A great start from Rezears. CRR has struck back. Would this have happened had his match continued with Daniel? It's really hard to know. CRR too strong of a setup in the corner. Can't continue the dribble. So here's a flick and a fifth. CRR coming up high to tap this one away. And landing face towards the ball. And then he's got to turn all the way around to shadow. I think if he had 180 into a shadow position early, maybe he would have been able to react to that flick better. But having to take the long drive to turn around is the reason why he's nowhere to be found, as Rezears comes off with the flick. CRR, he is playing so high flying. Literally the ceiling is containing him right now. Every dribble he's taken in the past few attempts has gone flying to the ceiling and have really slowed him down. He needs to be a little bit more careful on his setups, because it is really hard, unless you're Joy Okami, to make a nice play coming off the ceiling. Rezears is taking this down to the corner of the map when he sees CRR pre-jumping in midfield. The benefit for CRR is Rezears can't find an angle. Ceiling reset for Rezears. Perfect setup is going to be the reason why he scores here. CRR, nice bump. He's going to get back in time. No, he's not. But all of this becomes possible because of a perfect chip off the wall. It's not going to go back far enough in time to show us, but Rezears had it float just a few inches from the ceiling where he can threaten almost anything. And that's why you're going to see CRR pre-jump, whereas, you know, CRR on those same corner setups had been slamming it into the ceiling, which just makes it so much easier to read. Oh, CRR, the fake! He wanted the musty. I don't think he faked on purpose. I feel like he certainly meant to do the musty. But he flies past the ball, and it's enough to get Rezears to miss. (6-6) CRR. Tapping this into the corner. Rezears! Oh my goodness, he got away with one. He thought he was going to be able to tap the ball midfield while he stole boost. Or not stole boost, but just grabbed boost. CRR almost found a tight angle. Now it'll be overtime and game number 1. These guys really need to win the first game if they truly want to practice for Gamers Without Borders. They're only going to get 1, maybe 2 chances to play ones in that crew battle format. So you got to start off quick. CRR going air dribble bump. He actually tried to slow the ball down. Kind of do the opposite of an air dribble bump. When somebody tries to pre-jump, you can try and kill the ball so that they go over the top. CRR wasn't able to do so. He takes one to the ceiling once again. This time he can't protect the high bounce. Coming off the ceiling so strong that even the second bounce is something he can't contain. Rezears maybe dreaming about getting a reset that could have made it shootable from that position. Rezears, another almost perfect tap. He does get a little bit of a touch on the ceiling. Has a reset. Oh my goodness! Rezears! 120 km/h pinch. That was a boomer of a shot. Oh my goodness. Not a chance in the world that's getting saved. That's one way to win a game. Oh my. Rezears throwing the GG. CRR, he's got to change car or something. He's got to figure something out after that one. Rezears and CRR. Game number 2. Close match between them in the first. But a clutch play from Rezears. And really, since both these guys are attacking through the air, wow, that double almost found its way in. Since both these guys are attacking from the air, I think it's going to be all about who can be cleaner on their setups, because that's been the difference right now. Rezears has had a great setup every time he's come off the wall or popped into the air, whereas CRR has been trying to make bad setups work, which can only last for so long. Rezears, air dribble, low 50, and a first. CRR ahead of this play, but Rezears able to bump him. And now, great last touch by Rezears to try and tap the ball away after the first play, but CRR able to cover both. This wave dash bump does put Rezears into his net, but can he find a way to score with zero? You can tell Rezears is trying to be resourceful. He is obviously playing in net with zero boosts. He drives up the wall to give himself an easy wave dash, but he breaks out of his own half and gets a second. CRR couldn't find a way to get it past the zero boost Rezears because he had zero himself. Rezears carry to the sidewall. CRR is going to try and stop that air dribble by pinching it, but it's still a great bounce setup. Rezears just flipped himself underneath the ball. This should be an easy bucket for CRR. Rezears, top 5 ones player in the world. He certainly can compete with anybody. Top 5 is a tough argument to make for any player. Rezears, look at that. Wave dash into the ceiling to get the reset. The shot still saved. CRR finding himself in Rezears' half once again without any boosts to work with. Finally, he leaves the ball. Still able to get these saves. He's had a good defensive stand. Rezears has had to get to completely insane shots in order to get it past him. And this time, it'll come off a low 50 that bounces off the backboard. CRR just launched it right into him. Three-1 for Rezears. He has a camera check to see where CRR is going off the kickoff. Noticed that CRR was going to be nowhere around the play, so he could take his time. Trying to score off a pogo doesn't work, but he demos CRR, so he'll have yet another attempt. All the time in the world. I'm surprised he got this ball moving so fast. He really got lucky that he bumped into CRR. Man, this is not what he had planned. I don't think this is a good idea to do in ones. Usually you have that much time, you slow the ball down so you can control it. Rezears was definitely not in control, but CRR ends up getting bumped as Rezears snipes him out of the air. Rezears, another aerial carry. This time the reset is in. CRR in the late recovery pushed himself way past the play. As he tries to pick up the 100 and make a play quickly. It's not going to matter. Important in your kickoffs to make sure you're not sending yourself that deep into the other player's half. I can't remember what happened. Maybe it was his second 50 that CRR attempted. So I can't imagine why he should be retreating from that far back. Rezears going to get a sixth. 6-1 for the German. CRR from Spain, in case you didn't know. What happened to Drally? Didn't he come back? I think we'll see Drally soon. I've been talking to Drally. He's been having some troubles. But according to him, he'll be back and better than ever in no time. CRR needs to find some offense again. It's the first time he's had possession in a while. It's a great flick. It doesn't score on the first attempt, but it should be smooth sailing on the second. as he slams in his second goal. Rezears pick up possession. The flick high. CRR has to find a way to get out of his net here while still holding on to a decent amount of boost, and he ends up holding on to 30, which is not bad. I do think that means he can pressure the ball here a little bit, but not a great flip to challenge. Rezears gets to carry it in. Seems like he was going to carry it without the flick if needed, but CRR did have a good enough recovery that he does have to put some oomph on it as he goes up 7-2. CRR dribble right to the ceiling, double reset. CRR is one of the few that have scored triple resets on stream. I think CRR was the very first to score a triple reset, and that one was actually a very decent one indeed. Rezears wants one as well. What is this? It's not a freestyle 1v1, but I think you could convince some people otherwise. Oh, I think Rezears wanted 3, just ended up having to take 2. What a shot. Rezears is truly popping off. CRR, the catch in low 50. Looking for a double on the ground, but Rezears actually intercepted it. And then a long shot because he knows CRR is out of position. Wanted to reset on boost to the midfield, but it was more important to get back to net. Those 2 flips that he just had on 0 boost needed to be back in order to make the save. Now it's 9-2 in favor of Rezears. Are we going to have another show match after this? Not sure. We'll have to see. We'll definitely have some more show matches in the next coming days. We'll probably try and get more North American show matches while they're in EU. Rezears looking on fire in this game number 2. Can he continue it? CRR looking like he's going for another car change. Rezears and CRR. Game number 3. Rezears starting with first possession. Something that can be very daunting for CRR. Fortunate for CRR that double didn't go in off the crossbar. I think we've seen CRR play this car before. I want to say CRR in this same situation was going down, having a tough time in a match. And he switched to whatever this car is. I'm sure chat will know. And then he popped off and came all the way back and won it. So he's trying to look deep for his inner strength inside whatever this car is. Chat, let me know. Zippy. The Zippy. CRR up 1. Reset Musty maybe with a Zippy or get Rezears to miss. And he wants the Musty either way. He could have put anything in to get that one. But the fans wanted Musty after that big fake. And the fans got what they wanted. CRR with possession in his corner. Trying to slow down in order to catch Rezears. Make it so he couldn't get 4 wheels on the ground, but Rezears able to reverse, get control. Nice challenge on the half flip from CRR. How patient can he be while the ball is floating outside his net? Too patient is the answer. As Rezears flies high with his 100 and gets a double, slotting it top left. CRR didn't stand a chance. Rezears. Oh, he went for a nasty pre-flip. Will it cost him a goal? No, I don't think so. He'll have the recovery. Almost costed him a goal, though. Trying to greet out that kickoff goal. CR just barely back in time. Rezears. I think he should have faked that. I thought he was going to. He delayed so long on the shot after air rolling And CRR was going in and out of the net, which means he's not going to be able to handle a fake very well. So I thought Rezears was going to hold off. But he did try and slot it top right, and that is credit to CRR for getting the save. Rezears bounce dribble. Not going to get past CRR. CRR has tried to play this goal line defense all series long, and he hasn't really adjusted that at all. He's still, whenever Rezears has possession, is setting up on a post and just trying to make a save as the shot happens. He's not often trying to cut it off at the midfield. But that's because he got burnt on that a couple times earlier, not that I can remember. This time he's going to get scored on as he tries to control it in his corner with 0 boost. Not able to do so. That's not the first time that these bounces have been too high for CRR to control. This time it's a pretty low bounce, but not enough boost to maintain it. Rezears tie game halfway through, but an open possession and a flick is able to keep it away. Look at this backflip to send it off the backboard and prevent CRR from being able to get a touch. Oh, CRR. He had the read perfectly, too. You could see him adjusting and flipping towards that top corner, but Rezears very careful not to shoot on net. Instead, just make sure he kept it out of CRR's reach. Now Rezears, how many resets is he going to get this time? Looking like he's going for 2. He fell a little bit too far away from the ball after the first, and that makes the read fairly easy for CRR. He needed that goal. Wait, Rezears just absolutely threw it, so it's okay. CRR missed a long shot. Rezears with 20 boost, he just, I don't know what he was thinking. He tried to get a bump, or he tried to steal the corner. He could have just went and dove on the ball, and it certainly would have pinched or 50'd out farther and been a better situation than what he ended up with. But CRR lucky. Gifted one there in the corner. Now he's got a reset. He's going to fake the musty once again. He tried to get a 50 with the top of his car, but way too close to the ground, where that absolutely kills his recovery. It does create the biggest wall to potentially win the 50 towards the net, but at the cost of guaranteeing he will not be recovering as he just nosedives straight into the ground. 3-4, Rezears on the verge of getting a sweep here. As CRR's reset double. Rezears got a touch. He does get credited with a save, but CRR still gets the goal. Popping off in the zippy, as expected. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery, and that change of scenery this time comes in the form of maybe a Dominus hitbox. Is this a Dominus or a hybrid, chat? Tell me it's not an Octane. I'd be blown away. Fake reset. It's Octane? Oh my goodness, this is an Octane hitbox? It seems so wide. No way. Chat, if one other person says Octane hitbox, I'll believe them. But this is such a wide car. Limper, thank you for the 43 months of Prime. Greatly appreciated. CRR, long distance musty. He would have to truly boom that out of the musty in order to make it all the way from half field. Rezears. Oh wait, CRR, did he not just have an open net? Am I crazy? That felt like a very open net. He takes it to the sidewall instead. He wants to get a triple foot reset. Actually did pop that one towards the net pretty nicely. But it was always going to be a hard time after that setup. It's Octane, all right? Just Googled it. Wow. Chat, does this look like an Octane hitbox to you? That just doesn't seem like an Octane at all. CRR, look at that. It must be Octane because CRR feels at home after switching off the Octane. The double jump into the air dribble. Rezears has more than enough boost to make a save, but he did not have faith in what was a perfect execution. To be honest, CRR has done a really good job of mixing up the resets and the fakes. And Rezears has been one step behind on the past few plays. That's the reason why CRR has the lead right now. And Rezears, his execution has been a little bit off. For a while in the first couple games, his execution was so good, he had everybody in chat saying he was the best ones player of all time. Maybe they might back off it a little bit. after he's had a few mistakes. CRR tried to musty that on the ground, but wasn't able to get it. 7-4. Def doesn't look like an Octane hitbox. No, it doesn't. But, I mean, if it is, it is. Just imagine an Octane and you'll see. Looks like a Mantis. Yeah, Mantis is Plank, isn't it? I would have thought it was Dominus or Hybrid, but hey. I don't know anything about cars. That's why I trust you guys. I always just let chat tell me. I forget what the cars' names are if it isn't one of the 4 cars that are played in RLCS. CRR not going to get swept today. Can he get the reverse sweep? Oh, but he's not in the Zippy anymore. Chat, what is this car? The single boost. How many cars have the single boost? I feel like most of them have the double like the Octane. The Ripper. Oh, dude. CRR is guaranteed to get a win if he's playing in the Ripper. Are you kidding me? Is the Ripper Octane hitbox? This one I could believe more that it's Octane. The car noises for these other cars are one of the most interesting things about them. I just forget that there's other car noises. Rezears, air dribble, reset, sends it way too high. Flakes versus Nupo would be a cool matchup since Flakes thinks players are playing too fast for their own good, and he plays slow and tactical, and Nupo is the fastest player. I think that Flakes probably hasn't been playing enough recently. Somebody told me that Flakes only plays, according to him, when he streams. That's what somebody said in chat before. If that's true, I mean, Flakes pretty infrequently streams. So, I mean, I think that Nupo would just be heavily favored based off that. Maybe Flakes, if he's playing a bunch in his one style, I agree that would be a clash of styles for sure. So he's going for another pinch. This one not quite as strong. CR able to get the save. He's been looking for musties all day long. This one sent away off the crossbar and a quick recovery in net. Rezears might have had an opportunity to get a long shot. We didn't see it from his perspective. Rezears ceiling reset. Yeah, he's going to go for the fake. It's just too good of a situation. And this keeps happening from Rezears' perspective. He is set up so well. And this time off the ceiling again, where he can do almost anything. And so he can just sit and react because the play is also going very slow. The ball is falling down at about as slow as it possibly can. So he can just watch CRR and then make a move based on what he's doing. Especially because when he gets that ceiling reset, he's looking with ball cam down from the ceiling. It's really easy to read the play. Sometimes as you pull up from the wall and you're air dribbling into the air, unless the defender is also that high, it's maybe not as easy to get a read on what they're doing. But that ceiling reset play has worked great for Rezears. Nice flick. I think next time we see Rezears go for that, I bet you CRR is going to assume it's a fake because he's been burnt by the fake on the ceiling reset multiple times now. So I think it's time to risk it and assume fake. And, if Rezears pops off over the top of you, then you just tip your cap and say, you've got me every which way. But Rezears on the bounce dribble this time, or bounce to air dribble, and the final tap is enough. CRR, let's see this from his perspective. He jumped early. Oh, he started to tilt down because he thought maybe that last touch wasn't coming. I think if he had just kept full boosting to the top right, he would have been able to get that save. Rezears boosted is going to go for the immediate shot, and CRR redirects it. This would have been a nasty shot if they were playing on the same team. 4-1. CRR, when he was able to win, had to grind it out. But a couple of different wins now. Well, it's not necessarily a win yet. Still tons of time, but Rezears has been taking huge leads that have seemed much harder to recover from, but CRR is going to begin that recovery right now. Rezears just a flub on offense. 2 games straight Rezears could not flub on offense. He was just perfect. But he's given more opportunities away. That's because he's scared of the Ripper. There's really no other explanation. The Ripper is just a really scary car. Just think about the name of it. How could you possibly go up against it in a 1v1? Rezears does get this save and a counter, though. It'd be cool to see Astral versus Ocalid. It's always fun seeing Astral trash talk and to get owned. Is Astral wanting to play ones? I don't have any connections with Astral. I've never run a match with him before. Nightbot is trolling. He breaks its own rules. I think because Arabic is the most common language spoken in this chat other than English. It has an Arabic explanation for those who are trying to talk in Arabic. Low 50, CRR back within 2. Have you watched the show match between TRK and Khaled? I haven't. I knew it happened and I knew the result, but I didn't get to watch all of it, no. Rezears reset far away from the net. That plays into the way CRR is wanting to play defense, which has been this really reactionary goal line defense. But it's just enough of a touch, and the past few goals have been this way, where Rezears directs it behind CRR. And it's a tough dance for CRR. He either needs to, make commitments to try and cover the far side of the net, or needs to hold back and, cover the near side. And it's a back and forth. I mean, Rezears has done a good job placing him both ways. The past few times, though, he has snuck it behind because CRR has been trying to make sure he can cover the far post. Rezears, another high bounce. CRR threatening the save on the back wall, the double reset. And CRR does get it as he comes down to the ground. And a fourth. Right now, he's been able to keep himself within striking distance for the past few minutes, but he's going to have to get an edge here in the last minute if he wants to force overtime and potentially get to a game number 5. CRR, the reset, the fake, as he wanted to low 50. Rezears got enough of it. And now a long shot. CRR just made a mistake. Wait a second. Rezears, okay, he secured it with a demo. I think he could have gotten a stronger touch on that shot that would have made it so the CRR didn't stand a chance. But he got a bit of a soft touch, and so he just took CRR off the map. That's another way to guarantee the ball rolls in. Rezears wall to air dribble. It's been smooth with these. Going for another crazy pinch. This time whiffs. 30 seconds though. The onus is on CRR to find a way to score. Rezears can just hold on to possession as long as he wants. Safe attack after safe attack I expect to see from him. CR with 20. This low 50 needs to go in. Rezears forces it high. Jumps late to make sure he's coming in from the bottom of the wall. Send it over the backboard. Now he's too far ahead of this play to get a reset. So it should be a quick goal. CRR got a 5th. But it would be quite the throw now for Rezears to let 2 goals go in. Certainly possible. CR is going to have to get cheeky, I imagine. I don't just go simple. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a fake from Rezears. Okay, a delay. Not quite a fake, but definitely a method to make sure the ball doesn't instantly go in. 7-5. Rezears will get the win. 3-1. Wow, that's a great double. Look at that! For the fans, Rezears slots one more. This is a great shot. Oh my goodness. The sidewall double off the post and in. That came out of nowhere. That was nasty. GG's. Rezears looking like he'll have the edge over CRR if they meet in Gamers 8.